Welcome back to Artemiidae. This world has been on hiatus for the last couple of months, but here we are back underwater and enjoying Creature's Docking Station, finally. I apologize for the delay, that was my fault. I did play with this world a little bit in the meantime, so these Norns are a little bit older, and Grendels as well. We'll kind of visit everybody. There are a few pregnancies that are ongoing right now, a few eggs, so everybody's in the adult life stage. And we can kind of see a couple of interesting appearances, like this little guy here. You can see his two different appearances, or the different breeds that go into him. He's a little smushed together, but he works. And he seems to just enjoy laying there. Maybe I offended him. I'm sorry. So we'll scroll over here and just take a look at kind of where the world is, where everyone is. And there's a kiss pop. No pregnancy, but I have no problem with that because I'm usually going around collecting a whole lot of eggs. And this is one of my favorite mixes. I know she's very smushed together there, but she's she's quite cute. So we'll see what happens with her. We have somebody up near the surface in Artemiidae. And I'm just going to drop back over here to the left side of this meta room, or the west side, whichever way someone wants to think of that, because I know that the female who laid an egg is striated ornatus. So we'll just get rid of that little indication. I can see the egg. Maybe you can spot it, maybe you can't. And I'm just going to grab it here and put it in the inventory. And if you remember kind of the parameters for this world, I am collecting the eggs. I hatch these and then export the Norns and Grendels so that there's kind of a separation between generations. This kind of limits the inbreeding, helps with the genetic pool. And we actually have 2 pregnancies that we'll check on in a second. But I'll just keep talking about that whole concept of inbreeding. It's actually not a problem if you're familiar with the structure of Norn and Grendel, and even in genetics. They're produced off of a haploid structure, which I won't really go into too much detail with. But basically, inbreeding doesn't cause any serious mutations that will affect how a Norn actually lives. There's no problems with some of the problems, or if I can stop repeating myself, the issues associated with inbreeding don't affect Norns and Grendels and anybody in the Creatures series. So it's more of a personal preference that I separate the generations. And I'm also going to be introducing a couple of new first generation Norns and Grendels in the mix every now and then, just to make sure that we do get some new genes. But here in the deep abyss, everybody seems to be doing pretty well. We have a few swimmers in here, but most of them are going to live on the bottom here. But they seem happy, which is good. No slapping. And this guy right here is kind of, I know it's not always nice to have favorites, but he kind of is, because he turned out really nicely with his appearance, with the 2 mixed breeds, and he swims around and he just looks really neat. He's had a couple of different color changes. He's inherited that from the coral reef Chi-Chi Norns, who change colors with each life stage. But he also has some of the color true Norn genetics, I believe. He's just a mix of everything, but it really works for him. But I think I'm scaring him. He's in the spotlight too much. So let's jump over here to the past seas. I know I don't spend too much time here with the Banshee Grendels because they are a bit on the violent side. They do slap one another, and they can be fatal to one another, as well as Norns. And we've witnessed a couple of those instances. The last chapter had a very sad moment there where we had our very adventurous Norn who stumbled across them, and it did not end well for her. And part of me is wondering if I should keep them in this world, or if maybe I should bring Norns in here. I have nothing against Grendels. I love them, and the way that you can kind of cater to the different needs of a world with having either violent ones, or you can have ones that who get along well with others. For instance, in Artemiidae, they are around. There they are. And I believe they are called Artemiidae. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank, but I think that's what they're called, and let's hope I'm right. Otherwise, feel free to laugh. And there's a third pregnancy. My goodness, let's see who we're going to have to keep track of. Teal dovey, yellow something or other, and violet play fairy. I'm not going to clear those out just because I keep a spreadsheet and I kind of track the parents of each unborn egg and kind of just so I can see which ones are the mother and the father, and just to keep track of it, because in a world like this you can kind of, it can get out of control pretty quickly. So I will clear those out shortly after we finish up with this video. But you can see everybody's doing well. Oh, and it looks like we have an egg. Which is that laid? Oh, it's laid in order. I'll grab, well, I can at least grab that. So teal dovey, where are you? Ah, you're over there. And where is your egg? Lovely. Oh, look at her. She can actually swim. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit of a mishmash. There it is. Sometimes you'll have to kind of hunt around for eggs, but I'm kind of familiar with how that works. You get an idea of where the female was, and you just kind of start right-clicking and find something. But she is one interesting looking Norn. Oh, and actually, she has, if you saw her when she turned around there real quickly, she does have a pearl mermaid Norn. Believe it's a tail, or possibly, I don't think it's a body. It's one of the odd ones where it looks like she's just a coral reef Chi-Chi Norn, but in that pose, you can see the rest of her. And actually, I need to go and grab another one. Is that in order? Yes, it is. Oh, wow. Let's locate that quickly. I think I see it. Oh, we will grab that, and it's going to kind of get out of order here. I see where it is. All right, one more egg for me to collect, but we're kind of out of space in the inventory, so I'm going to have to work that out on my own. I think I will pause it here because I have a little work to do that's not too fun to watch. It's just a lot of monotony. So pause here with our interesting Norn here, kind of just floating around. I hadn't noticed her before, but I guess there's always something new to find in creatures. So this was a kind of a short chapter, but hopefully it kind of familiarizes you with everybody who's in the world, because we haven't seen them in ages. We found an interesting one. But that's about it for now. I will be trying to keep up with some more videos. This one I don't think believes me that I will keep up, but I will. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully it was enjoyable, and we will have some more creatures videos in the near future.